That's how you move. Those are Legos.
Are they?
Uh-huh.
How do you know?
But it looks clever.
Are they? How do you know?
Our school, this was maybe 10 years ago. It was really funny. This is when cell phones just started becoming banned cell phones.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So this kid had he was in the lunchroom and he's like talking on his phone, and the principal came over, giving him a wow. It was pretty fun.
I mean, it's how you civil protest. That's how you do it. Even though this thing, I don't think ever gonna get that shit. Now they've given up trying to stop phones. It's kind of not happening.
Well, we could use it. It's not the gun that kills people, Will. It's people who kill people. It's not the phone. It's the person with the phone.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
Hear that?
Are we ready for me to start?
Ready for you to start?
How many paragraphs do you have?
I don't know. A page and a half.
I have like 4.
Yeah, but I'm running a much
Is this,
more.
are you in this class?
No, I mean I'm just relearning it because I have the AP Calc test.
You're still in algebra 2.
Are you ready?
So Sam, I have probably the equivalent of 5 paragraphs.
Okay.
But I'm not writing it your way. I'm writing it for CIS and just giving it to him too.
What's the CIS way?
Just like a proper paper as opposed to like this method, which is proper paper, but it's like it's more simplified.
Today is a 2 mod, so
Yeah.
you're done at 10 after, so I have you for a half hour. So my goal is to introduce to you how you write your 6th paragraph and then cut you loose. And then, hey, do you still have a presentation you owe me? Today is a good day to do that. Hey, are you done with the first paper? A bunch of you aren't. Today's a good day to do that. Hey, are you done with those tests, like test D? I have another test I'm ready to give you, but I'm holding off until next week, until Monday, because I want you to catch up. Today's a good day to do that stuff. Okay? Regard, when you're ready, I'm starting. Really? Okay, 6th paragraph. The first thing I want you to do is to type these words. Ready? Throughout history. Now, you need to finish that sentence. When you wrote the Vietnam paper, the way you could have finished that sentence would be something like this. Throughout history, the United States has intervened in foreign affairs, comma, but should it have intervened in Vietnam? Question. You see what I did there? I said, throughout history, something's happened, comma, but should it? Question. Now look at your topic. What's your topic about? Whatever that topic is about will be the end of this sentence in question form. And then just before that, you'll say, it's happened. Throughout history, something has happened, comma, but should it? Question. Now, fix it. Fix that sentence. Go ahead. This is called contextualization. You're giving me the big picture. Question? What's your topic? What's your topic? Throughout history, identification has been necessary to keep countries safe, comma, but should identity cards be used in the U.S.? You can do it. Okay, we're stepping nearer to completion of this paragraph. This is actually a fairly easy paragraph because there's not necessarily anything new you're coming up with here. There's nothing original here. This is just the wrapping up of your paper. After you ask the question, which is what you just got done doing, you then state the arguments for the side you disagree with. Now, you did that in your first paragraph. But in that paragraph, it took you 3 sentences. The sentence that says there were 2 reasons, the first reason, and then the second reason. What you're going to do here is you're going to put it in 1 sentence. People argue blah, blah, blah because of this, comma, and that, period. Do it. Put both reasons in 1 sentence. I will, as you're typing here, I will remind you, I am not telling you the way to write a paper. There are many ways to write a paper. I'm telling you a way to write a paper. I'm very, very knowledgeable that there are many people in here that are very good at this paper writing thing. Awesome. I'm giving you tools so that all of you on a Sunday night when the paper's due tomorrow and you don't know what to do, I'm giving you a way. That's all this is. It's a way. After that sentence where you're listing the 2 arguments for the side you disagree with, you then state the 2 arguments for the side you agree with in 1 sentence. Others argue that we should have identity cards because of this, comma, and that, period. 1 sentence. You'll notice, by the way, you've not interjected your opinion yet at all. If someone were to read only your last paragraph, they would not know your opinion yet. Not yet. Of course, it's probably come shining through in the course of your paper because you said what your opinion was in your first paragraph. You then presented the arguments for the side you disagreed with and then presented why those arguments were wrong. And then you presented the arguments for the side you agreed with and presented evidence for why they were right. So it would be clear if someone read your whole paper what your position was. That's great.
That's supposed to be there. I don't know. Yeah, kind of.
Sure.
Sure.
Others say this because
I think it's not supposed to.
So, just so I'm understanding, you're watching a car video.
Yeah.
These aren't my eyes deceiving.
No. Challenger versus OMG.
Oh,
Yeah. Top-notch Challenger, though, so it's interesting.
I feel like you're not hearing what I'm actually saying.
Yeah.
I think he is.
I mean, I know I'm saying the words, but I feel like there's another message here that you're not getting. There it is.
There it is.
All right, the last step, which is really easy, and that is this. I want you to go back to your first paragraph now. Drag up to your first paragraph.
No,
Go up to your first paragraph.
make me.
Find the last sentence of your first paragraph. That's your thesis. It should be. Highlight it. Copy it.
Paste it in the end.
Bring it back down to your last paragraph there and paste it at the end.
Wow.
Now, if you are a creative writer or if you enjoy this sort of thing, awesome. Then maybe you want to tweak it so that it's not word for word the same as the last sentence of your first paragraph. But I am giving you permission to not bother if you don't want to. Leave it. It's fine.
What are you doing here?
Which means we only have one thing left to do in this paper. But I won't do that until we're ready. Okay? When Revard is ready, I'm going. Have you ever thought about just eliminating paragraph? You don't have to have such paragraph. It can be 5 paragraphs. It can be 4 paragraphs. Why are you mad?
I went through the work of checking.
Okay, if you want to do it, fine.
No. So like I had 4 articles, right?
Right.
But 3 were yeses, and 1 was no. Don't ask me why.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. And so
But did that one no article have 2 reasons in it?
I mean, yeah, sure, I could.
Could've gone that way. Yeah. But you don't have to. I'm saying that you can write a where there's one reason.
I just like, I
What? Smoked in Hudson.
Get rid of it.
Easier to
Relax,
see
man.
when it's on one document.
Rebar, you ready
Easier
yet?
to see when it's on one document.
What's wrong?
Yes,
Are you on
I
that?
know.
Yes, I am, but I figured out what I have. You said
It is.
Copy and paste.
Try to figure out what-
Copy and paste the last sentence of your first paragraph.
Like, I can put it here, and I can put mine here, and I can.
Okay. I'm going to start now. I am going to try and convince you. Now, what I'm about to argue, I might believe and I might not believe it's irrelevant. What I want you to listen to, though, is my strategy for arguing. This is the one thing we have left to do in your paper, okay? I'm going to try and convince you that we need more gun control laws. And the way I'm going to try and convince you that we need more gun control laws is by talking about speed limits. Now, you might think, what do speed limits have to do with gun control laws? What they have to do is synthesis. I am going to use logic to explain to you something about speed limits. And then I'm going to say, if you understand that logic, then you'll understand why we need more gun control laws. That's synthesis. Synthesis is when you look at a situation, an argument you're trying to make, and then to explain to the reader why your argument makes sense, you're saying, well, it's just like this. And then you explain this, and you say, all right, do you get that? If you get that, then you understand that. Ready? Here we go. How many of you have ever heard the argument that gun control laws are stupid because if you pass a new law restricting guns, the only people that are going to obey that law are law-abiding citizens. They will then be the ones that no longer have guns, and guns will be in the hands of the criminals and not in the hands of law-abiding citizens. You've just disarmed the very people that you want to have guns and left guns in the hands of the criminals. So gun control laws are stupid. Have any of you ever heard that argument before?
Yes.
All right. Allow me to retort with speed limits. That's like saying we shouldn't have speed limits. If you passed a new speed limit, reducing the speed of that road out there to 40, the only people that are going to obey that speed limit are law-abiding citizens. The criminals will continue to go 90. So we shouldn't have speed limits. Does it? Or does it not make sense? Because without speed limits, you can't arrest anybody for speeding. You see? That's why you need gun control laws. So you can arrest the criminals. Without the law, you can't have a lawbreaker. Do you understand the logic of speed limits? And then all I did was I said, that's just like gun control. That's what you need to do.
Your mom's just like,
Take that back. My mom's dead.
is she really?
Dead to me.
He said that like.
She's deaf. What good are deaf people? And that's on tape. Okay. Right here, I have the word synthesis. You need to, somewhere in paragraph 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, notice I said or, as in one time. You need to one time, somewhere in your paper, synthesize. And it's easy. Just go to near the end of the paper, just before the last sentence, and start synthesis this way. This is just like, and then finish it. If I were writing a paper on gun control, I would find that argument. And I would say, this is just like having no speed limits. And then I would explain. And then I'd say, That is just like gun control. That's what you need to do. You can make up a story. You can create a what if. You can create a real example. I don't expect you to be able to, bam, think of this right now. It might take you a little bit of time to kind of just think about it, but just think about it. See if you can come up with an example of synthesis. I don't need a home run. I don't need to be the most brilliant synthesis example ever. I don't need to bring it to William Shakespeare and have him cry with joy because of your beautiful synthesis example. You guys are distracting me. Look. Look. You all right? People have died from this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, once you're done with the synthesis, that means you're done with this paper. I will create, right now actually, I'm going to create a place for you to submit it on Classroom. It will go into Infinite Campus. I'll give you a week. 1 week from today, that's next Thursday, it will go into Infinite Campus, which means if you're not done with it, it's a 0 until you do it. Okay? Otherwise, the rest of the hour is all yours. We're out at 10 after, which means you have over 15 minutes. Okie dokie? You're cut loose.
Don't even argue.